What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the second album by LA underground rap group Styles of Beyond. Based this product is called Megadef, and it came out in the late summer of 2003. So if you're about this product, if you're about this hit product and rap group as far as these pitches kind of happens, they're kind of an offshoot and affiliate of Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park as far as these fairs going to happen. If you don't know who Styles of Beyond are, if you pay attention to like the Fort Minor album from 2005, The Rising Tide, as far as this pitch can happen, they were on a number of songs from that particular album. Now I realize that that's about 20 years ago within these pitches, but Mike Shinoda is popular enough within these contexts that it's kind of the fair as far as saying that the good affiliation of some of the stuff. That he had did in the 2000s. These folks, Ryu and Talk, were definitely a good affiliate. Just to say on top of that, Ryu and Talk, those are the members of Styles of Beyond. Now there's four of them, but particularly one's a producer, one's a DJ within those fairs. So the two MCs would be Ryu and then Talk as far as this pitch can happen. But within the aspect as far as saying, particularly they were, not to say full-bound kind of byproducts of Linkin Park and Fort Minor pitches like that, but definitely affiliates like the aspect of like the collective, that if you like Mike Shinoda and the stuff that he did in like the mid-2000s, especially some of the more artful kind of rap rock type things that were kind of amidst like the pitch of like Fort Minor and things like that within especially amidst the stuff that was within Fort Minor pitches like that. It's kind of ordeal as far as getting like some further type products within that heat as far as this pitch. Now I look after here just being able to say, particularly this group as far as the fair is going to happen. Now this is a classic album, simple enough to kind of say within the aspects as far as the blistering type of appeal kind of happens. Now unfortunately, Mike Shinoda is not on this product, as he was working on a couple Linkin Park albums, or actually more like three of them. I would say probably Reanimation from 2002 was a secondary type product that he was working on around that particular time. Just a few months before this album came out, Linkin Park and Mike Shinoda had basically put out Meteora within those ordeals, so he was probably on large tour. That album went 6, 7, 8 times platinum around that time, pitches like that. And then plus just the after effect of like the product of Hybrid Theory, which was pretty large in capital in 2000, 2001. So it's kind of the pitch as far as saying, now the last album, this is the second album by Styles of Beyond. The first one came out in 1998, which was before Linkin Park, which is an affiliated type album, which Mike Shinoda did help out with. It was kind of the fair. I was kind of questioning. Originally, I would have thought that he would have been on this product, but I was kind of questioning within the ordeal whether or not there would have been something. Apparently, there was a product in 2007, which probably does have some of that particular type of affiliation. It was kind of the pitch. They did drop some mixtapes, pitches like that, but it's just kind of after effect of getting some of this. This is classic type of appeal, and they stand on their own without Mike Shinoda as far as these pitch games, so it's excellent type products, but very much that sort of affluence. This feels like a Fort Minor kind of after effect here, minus just maybe like a Megaton type song, like particularly Remember the Name and like Where'd You Go, some type pitches. But it's not a bad album, it's just within pitch. I mean, it's definitely going to get a 10 out of 10. Recommend all 13 of the songs on here. There's 12 songs on here, 14 songs on here minus 2 interludes / skits would narrow it down to 12, but then there's a bonus song in the 12th song which ups it back to 13. So I recommend all 13 of these pitches like that. There is a bonus song that was released as a single that's on the limited edition. I was going to look it up within the fairs now, particularly the hit song Subculture, which I'm not going to talk about with description. I just listened to it just a moment ago within those pitches. Pretty excellent type song, has a real glaring type tent pitches like that, some good type ordeals to kind of get like a good club type step out pitch like that with like some Smoke Fest going, some of those type fairs. That's only on the limited edition variation of this album. Now within the pitch behind it, this is kind of a low key type album, so I question the ordeal. I would kind of be wary with like the concept of trying to pick up like the limited edition just within the product as far as saying, concerning the fact that you might almost get branded with an after effect. You know, trying to pick it up on certain places, they might just give you the standard edition within those ordeals. You may get screwed out like that particular bonus song Subculture, but it's just kind of the pitch. I question if it's on iTunes pitches like that. It would be kind of the ordeal. It's worth it. Subculture is pretty excellent type songs just with the pitch. It's like I was in a real glare and dim type product, like an after effect, like a club hop pitch like that. Actually kind of one of the more commercial type ones on here. I'd say Subculture, Pay Me, some of those type ones. There is a little decent batch of like commercial type products on here within these pitches. It's a little bit more rap rock within the pitch. It just like a ravenous, just kind of like fury of it, but it's kind of after effect. There are a couple of these that do have like some buzz single type territory. There's some more ones I'm going to list later, but at least looking towards it, Subculture is nice. So within the product, I'm going to talk about, there were 6 singles off this product as far as these pitches can have. Now I talked about one of them. Just be able to say as far as Subculture, real nice glare, Real nice clear nightclub fury as far as this pitch can happen. But pay me is nice on here. It's like a creeping kind of late shift amok, I'd say, within these products of it. This reminds like a Meteora kind of offshoot pitch just like that, but Linkin Park's on this type of ordeals like a woozier kind of snack time kind of toke fest as far as this pitch can go. It's definitely within the product of it. Feels like some excellent kind of late shift type of rounds as far as this pitch can happen. So just within the ordeal, it's kind of a club song within these pitches. I like the combo of like subculture and pay me as far as these pitches can happen. Just a good ordeal to kind of get some of these within the product. And just like a 1-2 punch, kind of have like a good whammy of like the effect of this like kind of buzzing type ones. This kind of territory, probably more hole in the wall, especially back in those particular days. I feel like these like definitely a place that would probably play like throwback kind of Linkin Park. Nowadays, Linkin Park with its shredding type popularity pitches like that, they're so massive within the pitch, it wouldn't be as the product behind it is obviously playing those type of songs. You're probably going to get more banner #1 and #2 singles within those type nightclub plays, but probably within the pitch as far as picking like some of the ones that you'd probably hear off of like Linkin Park Underground, like when you think of My December and some of those type of songs within pitches to be some good type products. They are pretty commercial. It has a relative good bite about some of these. I definitely feel like I was saying, Subculture, Pay Me, some of these type ones have the after effect just like a good relative kind of breakthrough and like a little bit more definitely underground, but a good candid choice, kind of similar to like the Fort Minor stuff. So good type ordeal. Megadef is the third single off here. This is a nice one. It's like a Get Loud, kind of Linkin Park kin, kind of Ryler and Carnivorous bite. I'd say about this one within the aspects of it. Just a typical kind of midnight boogie, I'd say here within some of these that pitches an overall hot type one. Good pop off type one to get things started within a pitch like a typical kickoff, just kind of within a Korn type product. Korn by new metal band Korn, some of those type folks within pitch. Korn, Linkin Park, folks like that. Soil, some of these type ones in particular, I would definitely say other folks like that. I'd say Limp Bizkit in certain type senses, some of those type folks within the particulars kind of about it. Methods of Mayhem, some of those type pitches. It definitely has the product of some of those type excellent type players about it. It's good typical kind of kickoff type noise within the pitch as far as those products can have them within the bite of it. So good type ordeal for some of those type pitches, I'd say. Mr. Brown is the fourth single. And this is nice here. It's like a good day drink and saloon visit kind of song, I'd say, within the aspects. It's kind of a swash, have a couple rounds type tune pitches like that. It's good for like some lunch break. This particular song is good for like some lunch break unwinds as far as this pitch happens. So definitely a good, nice one. Now within the fare, as far as having like a beer or two within the after effect of like a lunch break, it's kind of the fare as far as good type song to kind of have like a kickoff of like, not to say whether or not lunch break or lunch times kind of pitch. If you have the productiveness to get a couple beers in your system, then go back out there and have like the time of being productive. It's kind of a good type fare to have like a little bit of afternoon fun pitches like that. But it's kind of ordeal as far as saying it could also just work as far as saying just lunchtime type fares for it's just as far as like a commonplace kind of Saturday or Friday, some of those type pitches. Just have like a couple Budweiser pitches like that within those ordeals. It's a good aspect. Definitely has like a good after effect like a bar hop type fare. Good quality hit single there, I would definitely say. Be Your Dog is nice as well. It's like a dope rap rock post-hour bustle kind of get here within these products. This reminds of like Paper Cut. This particular song reminds like Paper Cut off of this particular song reminds of Paper Cut by Linkin Park, I'd say, within those aspects. Just a more buzzing type song within songs that pitches. Good, nice one to sip one too as far as this fair's going to happen. Now, it's not quite as ravenous in terms of the riff edge. It's like Paper Cut, but it has like the same sort of tempo and kind of frequenting as far as that particular fair within the pitch, as far as those tones going to happen with it. It's kind of one. A good chunk of this album does feel within similarities to Hybrid Theory and a little bit of Meteora. Not quite as many banner commercial type flair as Meteora, but definitely the same sort of rap rock buzz type noise of Hybrid Theory pitches like that. So it's just some ones. And this particular Be Your Dog just kind of does it from more of like a bass guitar type thump within those pitches. First and foremost, kind of, but it's just good type ordeals for it. Good flair. Bleach is the fifth or sixth single off this product, and it's pretty nice as well. It's like a quality neighborhood weaving to get here with them pitches like that. Just some DVD pickups and shop frequents, I'd say, within the aspects here. Gab with them pitches like that. Just a little razzle. What I mean by that, just some tokens in your system. Good type fare to token the in-between as far as those pitches kind of go. Some more rap rock type jaunt within the product. I like some pawn shop type noise pitches like that within this particular fare. Just like headshot, not more. I'd probably say some headshots could be thrown in there as well, but kind of the pitch of this place is where you would catch like a more low-key kind of more just hole-in-the-wall type shop type place. Not so much like a business kind of, not so much a full-blown kind of blue-collar type business within the aspects like the tones of just like complete fastidious kind of snap, but just kind of a spot where you might catch like a good few used CDs and pitches like that within those ordeals. Just a little bit more looser count within those pitches, but good type product for some of those type of ordeals. Just places where you'd probably catch like those sorts of tunes off of like Nauseomatic pitches like that, just in less of a city type sense. So good type of ordeal. But look after it. Yeah, every song off this product I recommend on here. So just full bound classic within the blistering typeness. This real nice one, just with the aspect, really an easy kind of cousin. This particular album is just an easy kind of cousin of Linkin Park and Fort Minor as far as this pitch can happen. The only thing it really, it's by no means a weak type product. It's just the fact that if you're expecting like a song, like when you think of Breaking the Habit or Numb, some of those type ones, or In the End, some of those type pitches, it's not going to have one of those megaton type number ones, number threes pitches like that. But it's this kind of ordeal as far as saying it does have the products on here. So Eurobix is real nice. It's real, in terms of like some jazzy kind of club typeness, like I said, there's some immediate just ones within the factor, like some commercial type of feel within a relative aspect. Eurobix is one of those, like a smooth, this particular song's like a smooth, jazzy kind of nightclub bounce to get here. Just get your groove on. I would definitely say that this one is kind of a house party 70s glam about it as far as this pitch can happen. Good, nice one for some pizza if you're more at homebound type place. This pitch like that, just an overall lit type one. It's kind of the factor of like a turn up type one within the pitch. Now most of this is kind of more rap rock related, but this is just kind of a relative electro type one within the bounce. It's something that would be kind of the stuff that Linkin Park was going to get into in like the late 2000s, early 2010s pitch like that. It's not so much electro in the sense of EDM, but it's just kind of more with an aspect of this like kind of like a 70s disco and 80s kind of new wave type gleam about it within those tones, just in a more kind of rock type sense. So it's good type pitch. Another good tear up type one that's pretty similar to like Megadef. The title track would be Superstars. It's like a roaring kind of Linkin Park byproduct to kind of get here. Just some backyard turn up, I would definitely say. Good for Cage Night. I would definitely feel like pitches like that. Some places where you hear things like Fear Factory and ones like that. Fear Factory, Marilyn Manson, some of those folks within pitch. This is kind of good for some Saturday hammering as far as those pitch comes. So just one of those type ones. Yeah, good assortment of Saturday songs in here within pitch as far as just getting the tear up going within pitches like that between songs like probably Mr. Brown, Megadef, between songs like Mr. Brown, Megadef, and Superstar, some of these type ones within the pitch as far as those formats come. So this excellent type of ordeals kind of get hammered too. That doesn't necessarily have to mean just drinks hammered pitches like that. It can also just be the product of like having a hell of a time with your pals pitches like that. Good type of ordeals, but just good pitches. Live enough is nice as well within these aspects. Like a basic kind of post-hour hangout embrace kind of get within the products over here. Just PlayStation on pitches like that. Have like the Clerks movie, one of those type ones. Just some good type movie flair. Some of those type ones. Stargate, some good pitches like that within the ordeals behind it. Just kind of music news. Has some music news kind of going with your pals, pitches like that. Just a 411 about a new album that's getting ready to drop. Good pitches like that. Just good song to round up a gig, pitches like that. So just kind of the ordeal. If there's like 2 or 3 or 4 of y'all pitches like that, and you're just trying to figure out what the next spot of things is going to be, get like some red cups. Get like some red cups going, figure out like a drop as far as some sort of good product to get like some blitzing going within pitches like that. Just a good nice one, kind of have like the energy to start. Now kind of the way Beastie Boys would kind of do things where they already have the gang rounded up, but it's this kind of pitch as far as just figuring out what the next moods and modes are going to kind of be kind of within some of those type pitches. There are a few blueprint type songs in here. It's excellent type for the after effect of like the way the mixtape type scene was kind of going between like Jay-Z and the Blueprint album, and then some of those type mixtapes that were popping off and like that particular type format with like the 70s and 80s soul, some of those type pitches that kind of having that. There's a little bit of that on here. Playing with Fire is a good example of that. This has Apathy and Self-Titled from Army of the Pharaohs, which is a good type pitch. They're the only guest on here apart from that, but it's excellent type fair about it. Definitely dope. I remember Army of the Pharaohs and you get back to them, but particularly Playing with Fire is like a dope, wary, kind of relative Blueprint and DJ Drama mixtape soul to kind of get within the products of it here. Kind of float within some of these type tones within it, just kind of a city hop. So both the two particular songs, Playing with Fire and Out of Control, both have like the aspect like a Blueprint type flair as far as those pitches kind of having this standard Aaron type days pitches like that. Just mailbox kind of runs within some of the ordeals. This good type flares. Relative kind of struts and candidness as far as these pitches kind of happens. So just good type flair. Just have a beer in hand. Some of the pitches will have like a beer in hand as long as there's not like an open bottle law pitches like that within some of the ordeals. But just good type product. Out of Control is nice as well as like a ghoulish kind of brisk Blueprint kind of day hop, I'd say here. Just good for like a beer run and newspaper run. Some of the pitches within it. Just some standard pickups. Getting like a couple DVDs. Some of the products just after effect figuring out some of these next moves and modes as far as these pitches kind of happen. So just kind of the Faradis. good type embrace for something to listen to once it is 3:34 type PM pitches like that amidst like the day fair. So it's just good product to throw some of these type ones in. I do feel like some of these kind of have like the after effect of like relative makeshift on here. It just kind of does it in a more blueprint type aspect. So it kind of has like some of those type of tones. But I think of like the Blueprint album doing that by Jay-Z pitches like that. It's kind of the fair. Most of that particular product was just kind of amidst like the day sunshine kind of embrace, but it the more I think about it, that particular album probably did have like some makeshift kind of Johnson there. It just wasn't as much full bound kind of within. That particular album is a little bit more elevated within the pitches as far as not needing to work as full time within those pitches. Was kind of the product within these fairs as well that this sort of embraces kind of some good products to have like some spare time to be able to have like for some pickup type or good excellent aspects like that. It's definitely within the same variety, I'd say, good pitches like that. You Lose is nice on here. It's like a good buzz single choice, I'd say, about this particular song. It's kind of like The Way I Am and My Name Is by Eminem. So once that pitches in like the single type format of how it kind of approaches things, has that type jump in like a rap rock type sense that I'd say just a good bounce of one. So it's just more of like the way it is, kind of how this particular song is just more of like the way it is, how game gets laid down type song within pitch as far as just laying it out within those particular products. It's kind of an introductory type one more or less within product. Surprised that this wasn't a single as far as those formats can happen. It is towards the beginning of the album, so it's kind of within the pitch, but just kind of does that particular fair. Basically, like if Pay Me and Subculture were kind of ones for like the product is something to kind of listen to within the after effect of like a nightclub type of feel. This is kind of one of those type ones that just kind of has it in like a more. This kind of feels like a good rap rock radio kind of choice within those pitches kind of, as far as that fair would kind of happen. So it's just like a rap rock kind of version of My Name Is pitches like that. So this nails it. This is one of the more commercial type ones on here. So once again, some of these commercial type ones, I would definitely say Superstars, Eurobics, You Lose, and definitely Pay Me and Subculture, some immediate type ones to go for in like the commercial type sense in terms of like some breakthrough pitches like that. But really, this whole album's pretty approachable. The learning curve is not that steep on this particular product. I don't think I've talked about Round 'em Up, but Round 'em Up is nice as well as like some neighborhood tracks to kind of get here, just after moments like a workaday type fair pitches like that. Good song to grab like Quiznos too. Some of those type fairs is kind of a wayside jaunt. Some of those type products that you do have like a walk home, a relative traverse home pitch like that. It's not taking like the main roads pitch like that. It's kind of a more detour type aspect when the tone behind it visiting. Maybe like an off the wayside Jimmy Johnstone's type pitches with them format of it, but just good song to vibe to along the way as far as those pitch kind of go. Be like a good nice one to have like a smoke or two. Be like a good nice one to have like a smoke or two with as well as far as those pitch kind of excellent type ordeals. And there's one more song to talk about on here, which is Gigantor, which is a bonus song, which is attached to the song Superstars within those pitches. Gigantor, which I do recommend, is a good type pitch for it. This is like a neighborhood trek home and trotting as far as these pitches can have, and just some zigzag pickups, I'd say, within the product of it. It's kind of a mailbox. It's like some zigzag pickups within those formats of within the product of it. Good fares like that. Gas station runs. It's kind of a mailbox surf type song on top of that. So just some visiting. Couple neighborhood type treks like a mailbox, paying some bills just within the pitch, just like standard day surf within those products for those pitch times. It's excellent type of deals. It's a quick type one. It's less than 2 minutes and 30-45 seconds within those pitches. So a relatively snappy type song. I'd probably say probably less than 2 minutes 30 seconds was this kind of ordeal about. So that's the product about this album. So yeah, 10 out of 10 album pitches like that. So score I'm gonna go ahead and give. I'm gonna go ahead and say like a 10 out of 10. That's within the pitch as far as saying it's just the after effect. I feel like all these years later, 22 years later, I feel like over 22 years ago, pitches like that, it's kind of the ordeal as far as saying within these products that it just has some good flair within the aspects. Now, probably within After Effects, these folks, Ryu and Talk, are probably seen as like After Effects, not to say full bound like that, like they don't have popularity, but it's just kind of pitch. After Effects, like the sort of stuff that Mike Shinoda, the groundwork that he kind of laid down, this After Effect of what he was kind of doing with it, with like Fort Minor and a little bit of Linkin Park, from like the Reanimation, Meteora, and the Rising Tide Days pitch like that. Very much, at least the Ryu folk from Styles of Beyond has very similar type cadence and approach to Mike Shinoda within those formats. Just the After Effect and Talk is real excellent as well within these pitches as far as these formats can happen. So it's just within the flair as far as saying just the After Effect of getting towards some of this type flair. This really works for like a good After Effect. Just when you think of like just not getting enough Linkin Park within those fairs, especially paying attention for folks that probably miss Hybrid Theory, Meteora, some of those type ones, just realize that particular flair is the way things were back in 2001, 2003. Some of those type of years may not be coming back. It's no offense to Emily Armstrong, she's excellent within these pitches. I'm going to get to that 2024 album by them as far as this pitch can happen to see what she had to do with the band and the excellent type fare that she offered with it as far as this pitch can happen. But it's just kind of the pitch as far as reflecting on like the flair and the fury that they had with Chester Bennington, some of those type pitches back on Hybrid Theory and Meteor, some of those type pitches. It's just an after effect of some of that type fare. So it's a good 1-2 punch, definitely a cousin of that. If you're going to pick up like you pick up Hybrid Theory, but you know everything else by Linkin Park, this is a good type one to kind of look into within some that first has like a good cousin that particular style. Now, once again, Mike Shinoda's not on here, but definitely has him in spirit. Good pitches like this. So this is good ordeals for that. Excellent products. So the social scores, yeah, the social score gets a 10 out of 10. Some of these type ones, good aspects of like a good social kind of turn up within these pitches. Between like the blueprint style, kind of day struts and snack runs, is picking up like some burritos and things like that, Doritos, some of those type fares within it. A few nightclub songs on here, some commercial type moments, pitches like that. Good rap rock kind of backyard type noise, a few day drinking kind of saloon songs, some DVD pickups and pawn shop type flare pitches like that, a couple buzz singles within those territories, even like the occasional kind of electro kind of glitzer within those pitches for the performance kind of happen. And just some after moments like some makeshift on top of that. So nails the ordeal pitches like that, I had to say, just good type flare. In terms of the future, I'm not really as full-bound sure what styles of Beyond has kind of been up to in these recent times. I know they have a series of products. They did at least release a product in 2012 pitches like that, and they also did like a mixtape in like the mid-late 2000s, some of those type fairs. They probably have like a series more of these. I'm going to get to some more of these within these ordeals. Definitely some good type product. I'm definitely going to check out the Mike Shinoda one and a good type assortments more just to see the banner type stuff that they did. But yeah, this is a blistering type one. Definitely has some pretty good rap rock type fury that definitely feels like an off-breed of Meteor and Hybrid Theory, I'd have to say.